Hello science explorers, welcome back to our channel. Today, we're going to explore something really exciting, reversible changes and dissolving. Have you ever wondered why sugar disappears when you stir it in your tea or coffee? Or why ice melts and turns back into water? Well, stay tuned because by the end of this video, you'll be able to explain it like a real scientist. Part 1. What are reversible changes? Let's start by understanding reversible changes. A reversible change is a change that can be undone, meaning the substance can go back to its original form. For example, when ice melts, it turns into water. But if we freeze the water again, it becomes ice. That's reversible. Another example is dissolving when salt or sugar mixes with water. If we evaporate the water, we get the salt or sugar back again. But not all changes are reversible. If you burn a matchstick, it turns to ash and that can't be changed back. That's called an irreversible change. Part 2. What happens when substances dissolve? Now, let's dive into dissolving. When a solid dissolves in a liquid, like sugar in water, the solid breaks down into very tiny particles that spread evenly through the liquid. The solid is called the solute, and the liquid is called the solvent. Together, they form a solution. You can't see the sugar anymore, but it's still there, just spread out. So when you taste the water, it's sweet because the sugar particles are evenly mixed throughout. Part 3. Can we make solids dissolve faster? Now comes the fun part. How can we make solids dissolve faster? Let's take an example. You add sugar to your tea or coffee. If it doesn't taste sweet, you might stir it or heat it. Why? Because stirring and heating help the solid dissolve faster. When you stir, you move the particles around so they spread more quickly. When you heat the water, the particles move faster, giving more energy for the solid particles to mix with the liquid. So, the higher the temperature, the faster the dissolving happens. Part 4. Think like a scientist. Let's think like scientists for a moment. If you wanted to test how temperature affects the rate of dissolving, what would you do? You could take 2 cups of water, one hot and one cold. Add a spoon of sugar to each, stir them, and observe which dissolves faster. Remember to record your results and make sure the test is fair. That means keeping all other conditions the same. That's how scientists test ideas through experiments, observations, and recording data. So, science explorers, today we learned that reversible changes can be undone, like melting and dissolving. Dissolving happens when the solute spreads evenly through the solvent. Heating and stirring make solids dissolve faster. Scientists use fair tests to find answers and explain changes around us. That's all for today's experiment. Science explorers, try doing your own dissolving test at home. Just be careful with hot water. If you enjoyed this lesson, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more exciting science adventures. And don't forget, follow for more science explorations.